Matty Holland, it's not going Australia's way. I mean, for the second game in a row, they had the chances, they dominated possession, could have scored, but at the end of it, 2 matches, just 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, we all know how Australia have played. Obviously, they've changed coach for this World Cup, Bert van Marwijk. They just don't really have that sort of talisman anymore. I think a couple of the top players are getting a little bit older now. Adam Moyer's had a fantastic season, which we'll talk about a bit shortly, but just not enough.
Yes, and it didn't start too well for them, but what quality from Chistian Eriksen. We are really seeing some great goals now in this tournament. Great knockdown from Jorgensen as well, but great tactical ability to slot that ball in without it rising or going over the bar.
Yeah, we all know his quality from obviously his success at Spurs, at least from a performance perspective. He's a top player in the Premier League. You know, a team like Denmark, you don't expect him to do too much, but his quality that he has in and around the pitch is fantastic. So, you know, he's able to come up with the trumps in a game like this. He's obviously shown that.
Yes, and one interesting stat at the end of this match was that in the last 18 starts Chistian Eriksen has had for Denmark, he scored 13 goals and 5 assists. Top player for them.
Yeah, he's a terrific. Obviously, it's a terrific return to international football. You know, in a team that's not a leading nation. For one of course they're playing in the World Cup, but you know, to have that type of statistic in international football, I think anybody would be over the moon with that.
But tell me, perhaps you can show it on your tactical board here. How is it that he manages to dominate such games? Because these are numbers the likes of Messi and Ronaldo will like having under their belt, but it's going to Chistian Eriksen. Is that something in the way Denmark set up that we are seeing him impose himself in international matches?
Well, they played a 4-3-3. I'll just obviously expand it here with Eriksen in this area here. I think we also can't forget Sisto on the left-hand side. So what you've got here with both of these players is the fact that they're in a position, sorry, I'll just highlight them there. So you have Eriksen and you have Sisto for this game. They're in a position whereby the movement of Eriksen into these pockets to be able to receive and open up the channels, you know, for him to be able to get on the ball and dictate, he pops up in nice spaces so he can help progress the play into the game. And of course, if you look a little bit at Sisto also, he was coming up and down the channels. He was also rolling inside. There were also times when he ended up right. Only 2 or 3 occasions during the game, but because he does that, I believe they had a nice combination midfield which gave Australia some problems.
Yes, and we saw Australia come back. I mean, they took that time, you know, Matty. But when they came back, they had that penalty shout, VAR again, and the captain steps up, second match in a row, has 3 World Cup goals, all penalties. But, you know, just talking about Australia as well, they really showed that they have it in them to play.
Yeah, I mean, again, they play a 4-2-3-1, you know, as you can see from the board here. I'll just highlight Eriksen again and Sisto. I mean, Australia will play a 4-2-3-1, and towards the end of the game, of course, we see them have a number of chances.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that you'll talk about it shortly, but for me, if you look in this position here, they were crossing an awful lot of balls towards the end of the game, and at that point, I was expecting somebody else to come off the bench. I think we all know that may be in Timmy Cahill.
Is that the problem for them, that the goal scoring is not happening because they don't have quality goal scorers up top? And Tim Cahill may be old, but he does know how to score goals.
He does, and from this area, obviously in a wide area here, to put crosses into the box and to look at someone like Timmy Cahill, you know, he's done that all his career, every team that he's played for. I think in terms of the quality also of players, you know, I'm just going to look at, for example, Aaron Moy. You know, he's playing in this midfield position slightly deeper. The games that he's played really well this year for his club at Huddersfield, and especially winning games like against Manchester United, he was able to get a little bit further forward. And by playing in a very rigid 4-2-3-1, Van Marwijk, Saudi Arabia played the same, Netherlands 2010 played the same, he can't do that as well. And I think that will cause them a problem also maybe even in Game 3.